We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the PGA Pub Hub here at Pub Sports Radio. Myself and my guy, as always, Conor Mac, bringing you guys a little heat for this start of the March swing going to Florida. I don't even want to talk about the Honda, Conor. I don't know about you, but I had Kirk written down and I switched him out for McCarthy. Whoops.
I know. I know.
There, guys.
I remember that.
So I just want to get that out of the way. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Almost went 5 for 9. But yeah, Chris Kirk, and I heard a thing too about Denny McCarthy. He had some illness he was coming over with too, Conor, that I didn't even know about. And geez, I wish I wish I would have known that about Denny, because he didn't even. I think he was +5. He missed the cut. He just didn't even show up. But,
yeah, you know what? I felt for you with the switch there, because I know Captain Kirk is your guy. He won though. I thought he had played well there in the past. I thought he could have a top 10, but even that kept me from like, is he going to win this week? You always got to do that when the guys you're picking to win. It's different with the 10s and 20s. Like, is this guy legit, you think, going to win? And when, the 150 golfers. And, I mean, when was the last time he won?
It had been 7.5 years.
7.5 years. I mean, come on now. Hey, now.
I knew he was due, man. If there's a guy due, it was Chris
Yeah,
Kirk.
I guess so.
And he had battled alcoholism. He just got off in 2019. He came back sober. So that was a big thing he was just saying about how he's being sober. That was a big thing that helped him. So he's been close. And Florida swing is winning. I was talking about Denny, how you wanted to take Denny on the Florida swing guys, but really Chris Kirk, he's just as good. I grew up on the Bermuda as well. And he got the first win in 7.5 years. But Eric Cole, shout out to Eric Cole, Eric. He almost did it. When I saw Kirk go in the water, Conor, on 18, I thought, well, just another Chris Kirk being Chris Kirk. But
that's what I thought. I'm going, oh shit.
Yeah. Up and down masterclass though, man. He just had a night, made that putt, and then Cole, he had a chance, but just kind of ran that putt. I think it was a putt or a chip, but rolled it right off the green, and just nerves for the kid, But it was an exciting weekend of golf. Another playoff we had. And this week here, guys, we got the big boys. We got 27 of the top 30 going to Arnold's track here, Bay Hill. It's the place where, if you remember, DeChambeau drove the par 5 on number 6. He let out unleashed the driver and almost changed golf from there on out. But yeah, this is he was actually won this event 2021. 2022, it was Scotty Scheffler. He's the defending champion here, guys. There's going to be not as many golfers, I believe, at this event, Conor. It's going to be more of a top field. Bermuda grass, firm and fast. You're going to have a lot of winds. This is the big thing. We had to do a little weather report here, Conor, leading up to this week, because it's going to be 20 Celsius. So what is that, like? I don't know, like 70. It's about 70 Fahrenheit. You guys, your temperature on Saturday, and then it's going to go up to like 85, 90 almost on Sunday, and then Thursday, Friday is also going to be really hot with wind conditions. Get this, wind on Friday, Conor, 40 kilometers. 40 kilometers they're calling for on Friday. So, and then it's going to be like 17 kilometers the whole week. So it's going to be like, I think 2020 when Terrell Hatton, he won this event at -4, like -5, -11, then -4 the last 3 years. It's a really tough track. Even I'd say with these winds, it's going to be tougher than the Honda for sure. Firm and fast. The greens are going to be rolling even quicker than they were last week. Tough to hold greens. This is going to be a battle of all battles. For a lot of these top golfers. It's going to be the 4th elevated event too, guys. You had the Genesis, you had this Century, and then the Waste Management. And a lot of these top elevated events, you get more money, and these big names are showing up. Rahm won 2 of them, and then Scotty Scheffler won the other one. So you're going to want to, probably more likely than not, want to be taking someone at least under 100 to 1 at this event, because it's a hell of a battle at this course. 84 bunkers, water on most holes, dogleg lefts, rights. Average distance driving is only 280. It's not just a grip it and rip it kind of course. You got to be pretty precise ball striking, right? Low irons too. You're going to want I think that's why the Europeans do so well, Conor. It's because that low ball flight, you have to be able to not lose the ball in the wind here. With all this wind, guys, I can tell as being a golfer, you got to have that low shot and also pretty much be really good around the greens. Because if they're firm and fast, you ain't going to hold them. I'll tell you that right now, guys. It's going to be really tough to hold. So, yeah. Shout out to the chat here. I didn't even go over the chat. Joanne, shout out to Joanne. Willie Z Week. He's knocking. Those herniated discs seem to be a lot better. Rob, what's going on, Rob? Good to see you there. Honda Classic was great. Really good. Good to see that one. Thanks for the winner. Hey, Brad, good to see you. As a sports bettor, he knows if someone's giving out a pick and he switches it, stick with that original pick. And looks like Brad did that. Congratulations, Brad. And yeah, calling for 24-mile-an-hour wind on that day. So it's going to be really heavy wind conditions, guys. Tough week. Shout out to Myron there. Tried to watch the Live this week, and it was boring. And yeah, I watched a bit of the Live too with the fam there, Myron. And Charles Howell ran away with it. Wasn't even that close. Guys were snap hooking shots. Rules officials were nowhere to be seen on half of these shots. Like it's a fun event, but when it comes to how it's being produced and everything,
it's an exhibition.
It's really an exhibition. Exactly.
And they get paid. They love it.
They just got all the money to, hey, come on and play on this event, but all like the systems, even their shot tracker I saw was brutal. It was breaking for them half of the broadcast. You were the tracker, sorry guys, was not following the balls correctly. It's like, what are we watching here? Exactly. Exhibition is what I like to call it. But shout out to
going to be real quick before you hit it up with this Live Tour. It's going to be, the next few years, just how this goes on. The money's so much big, but the PGAs kick that up. And you've already heard people like Koepka and some of these guys like, man, I love these tournaments. I can't play them. And, it's just, I don't know. I mean, the money's so good, but I think there's some remorse. They got to change their rules, whatever they're doing, because it's just, they need a cut. And there's all this bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's pretty weak.
But one thing that I heard that was announced, actually, I believe last week, Connor, is all the majors, Live players are now able to play in.
Yeah, they'll be in those. Yeah, I just meant the regular tour.
Which, yeah, the elevated events like the Genesis and even Arnold Palmer, those events. Who doesn't want to play in those rather than playing in Medea or whatever the hell they're playing, Mallorca or wherever it is in the world? Just getting, it's just the money that's really bringing them to where they are, and the broadcast is just brutal exhibition, as Connor said. So that's a little recap from the Live. Thanks, Myron. Homa from Kongs there. Homa is great value. Homa, West Coast for sure. But you know what? I was thinking too, Connor, just because he does well on the West Coast, don't think he's not going to do well here. He's been an absolute ball striker. It's just going to be really controlling in this wind. Because you tell me, Connor, you're on the West Coast. Like, is the winds really that bad? Like, do you get those 40-mile-an-hour gusts? Like how bad do the winds get over there?
In Vegas, we do. We get some wild wind here, and as you go through Arizona and stuff. I don't know how crazy it is on the coast in California, Southern California. But Homa, real quick, the value's good with him. He's just one of the best players in the world, period. You don't have to just, I think he's a play on. It's just, is 2 weeks good enough? Because that took emotional. That tournament's so big for him. He wanted to win it again. Like, you could just tell, is this enough time? Do you pull the trigger with him this week? Or do we, I don't know. I want to look into it a little bit more the next couple of days.
Yeah, no, Homa, I'll go over some stats for you there, Kong. Homa, he's at a T10 best finish here. Some key stats I like to look at. Bogey avoidance, he is 14th. He's second in par 3 scoring. All of his stats are really good, actually. Only thing, I guess, scrambling around the green from the sand, and then also 175 to 200. He's ranked 124th. But really what I'm thinking, like, these stats are all great, guys. Don't get me wrong. But from what I watch golf, you really got to think about this week. It's going to be ball flight. It's going to be really about your ball flight, controlling it in this wind. And I think you're going to really see an overseas golfer win this, or one maybe in South Africa. I don't know, South Africa, but just somewhere that's
they play, yeah,
where there's a lot of wind, and also with all this water too. When you're playing in the swamp lands, it's not like you can just hit it and you're still in the grass, left of the, or off the fairway. There's so much water where it's no forgiveness. So. Should be interesting, guys. Let me get into some more stats here. I think this is what we're going to look at this week. It's going to be par 3 scoring. It's going to be the second toughest on tour. So right away, par 3 scoring. Look at that. Greens and regulation, 12th toughest on tour. Reloads, third most reloads on the tour, Connor. So that's pretty much you go in the drink and you just got to drop another one hitting 3. You know what I'm saying? It's
Adam Long.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about that quick, guys. He was in the water. You could see a bit of the ball. Chipped it out, came all the way back. He goes up a little bit, chips it out again, hits the hill, rolls all the way back down, even farther in the water. And now he can't play it, has to go all the way back to the drop zone. And I think he lost about 4 shots on that hole. It was tough to watch, to say the least.
Yeah, one thing when you play golf like we do, Gogster. It goes in the drink. You don't mess around. Pros, they can do that. I mean, he gave it a shot, but the old snowman on the card, it's not good on a par 4.
If you're far enough and no one's looking, that's when you just get the ball and you just kind of throw it out to the green. You say, "Yeah, guys, it was quite crazy. We got her there, and yeah, the splash was wild," and you just kind of move on. But cameras definitely are all over the place. Yeah, that was fun last week. This week too, guys, like we said, par 3 scoring, par 4 scoring as well. Greens and regulation is going to be important. And with Furbin fast greens, you're going to have strong around the green, even in the rough, Connor. More so the rough. I have here, it's the 10th toughest from the rough, shots gained around the green. So it's very tough around the green here, shots gained. So you're going to want a golfer that's very strong there. And then also from 150 to 200, that's going to be your main distance here, mainly because of all the dog legs. There's so many dog legs where you're going to have to kind of lay up. The fairway gets really narrow. So many bunkers, 84 bunkers on this golf course where ball striking, another key stat you're going to want to look at. But yeah, dog legs galore. So you're going to have at least over 150. That's going to be your main shot. And then another thing, 12th shortest driving distance on tour. So 3 woods are going to be in play definitely this week.
Sure.
Connor, are you ready to get into the 6-pack?
Let's rip it, brother.
Let's rip it, guys. All right, shout out to everyone else in the chat here. Kongs Myron. We're going to get into the 6-pack this week. It's actually going to be a 7. I had to add one more golfer in this week because you better believe I wasn't taking a damn name off that sheet after last week. So let's get to this week and the 7-pack, guys. There it is. We're going with Matthew Fitzpatrick as our number 1 golfer at 35-1. We're taking some bombs. Not so much bombs, but I don't think the chalk necessarily is the way to go this week, guys, with just so many double bogeys everywhere. You really need that ball striking around the green master. And Matthew Fitzpatrick, he checks a lot of boxes for me, guys. 10th in bogey avoidance, 18th scrambling around the green from the rough, which is key, 13th in ball striking, and then 75th from about 175 greens and regulation. So key stats I like to see there from our guy Fitzpatrick. He had a T9 at this event as well. For Fitzpatrick. And then another golf course that's really good course comparison looking at putting, Connor, it's going to be the PGA Championship. And looking at Fitzpatrick, guys, what was he? T5, gained 1.25 strokes putting. So Matthew Fitzpatrick's right there. Bay Hill last year, he was T10, gained 1.71. He's just playing really good. He actually shows up at this type of golf course. So when you're dealing with wind, that's what I'm going to want. I'm sorry about the vacuum there, guys, if you can hear it. Can you hear a vacuum, Connor?
No, you're good.
Okay, perfect. I'm not going to say anything. We're going to keep moving on. But yeah, Fitzpatrick, he's just a golfer you're going to want to have in these conditions. Guys can play the lower ball flight. And he's going to start off the card 35-1. Number, we hear you.
I like the
there.
price.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, they got the vacuum going. We're doing a show. Can you hear us? No, they can't. Okay, anyways. We'll move on. Number 2 is going to be Hovland, Victor Hovland. Grip it and rip it kind of golfer. But one thing about Hovland, I want him on bigger greens, Connor. That's a big thing here. Like the greens aren't super big when it comes to Bay Hill, or large, I guess you could say. But Hovland, he's 23rd in par 3 scoring, which I like to see. 48th scrambling around the green, 30th in ball striking, and then 58 from 150 to 175. So checks a lot of boxes for me, Hovland, and also his approach is 70% from that 150 to 70. T2 last year at this event gained 0.52 strokes, and he's also 52nd in up and down scrambling. So all of his stats are just taking Hovland. I guess the number for me, Connor, was right. It was 50-1, guys, in all honesty, and it switched right as I was trying to get it there, 8 to 35. All the other books are pretty much set the same number now, but Hovland at 35-1 at a golf course where you're going to need to be able to play the wind. That's another thing I really am focusing on this week is wind. And a great wind player that can cut through the wind is going to be Hovland. So give me Hovland, guys, at a tough golf course this week at 35-1. And also Fitzpatrick, too, guys. They're both going to be first-round leaders at 40-1. And also top 10s. Check me out, Eagle47 on Twitter. I'll have those for you. What do you think of Hovland and Fitzy so far?
I like Fitzpatrick. The price with Hovland's okay. He's got to just put it all together. And he's still, the putting's not there. I think he can bang it and when he gets hot, he gets rolling. There's something just not there. And he's young. I mean, how old is he? 25?
He's 25.
So, so He's going to be good going forward. Maybe he's that guy that really gets going when he hits 30. As we know, golfers, that's usually their prime in their 30s. But
Yeah.
with this wind, I wanted to ask you real quick, Ghoster. Do you think this is more of we've seen this tournament in the past 3 or 4 years where, 4 under is the win? Is that what it's going to be this week, or because
Something
some
like
years
that.
we've seen it 10 under, 11. When Tiger used to bang it here.
I'll say max, like at the max 7, maybe 8, 7, maybe 8, but I'd say between 5 and 8. I'd say
I think it's
-5,
there too.
Yeah, that's where you're going to see the win, just with the wind, and there's so many reloads, which means double bogeys pretty much, guys, or bogeys. Like, you can go up and down so quick at this golf course. It's not like one of those courses where the guy's at -15 and he's just going to keep birding and you got to catch him. It's more like you got to just keep the par train going, make a couple birdies here and there, avoid the bogeys and the big numbers on these Florida tracks. So Hovland, I think him and Fitzpatrick, a lot of my golfers here, guys, are just really good approach, good iron players that are able to rip it really through the wind and not worry about like a lot of those West Coast golfers like Cantlay and Homa and Alexander. They really, for the most part, they got a high ball flight. They're really good at just distance control with the elevation and whatnot. This is completely different, where it's all flat and you're dealing with more wind and the directions of it throughout the rounds.
I haven't used Fitzpatrick so far this year, and I might here because how well he's played here in the past.
Yeah.
So yeah, I might be on him.
He checks a lot of boxes. It's firm and fast greens too, so you want golfers that play really well on fast greens, and I believe
he's good. You want him in tough courses.
Tough courses, exactly.
Like yeah.
Same with Hovland, and now our next guy is going to be Burns. Sam Burns. He checks a lot of boxes too, guys. T9 last year at this event, gained 1.49 strokes. This year, look at this. He's 3 for 4 on putting surfaces on Bermuda, Connor, and he's gained 3.19 strokes putting. That's the most out of anybody here at all these top golfers. Sam Burns, if his ball striking can be on, that's one thing about Burns. I know he was kind of didn't play a lot this year, but his putting has been right there. It's just going to come down to his approach, which is slowly starting to get back into form. But when you got a guy putting like that, and he's finished T9 at this event last year, Connor, plus 1.49. And then what did he do at the PGA Championship down in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which was firm and fast, really hot that weekend. He was T20 plus 1.28 strokes putting again. So if he can get that approach on, and all of his stats here, guys, 35th bogey avoidance, 20th scrambling from around the green, 80th ball striking. It's just his ball striking. If he can get his ball striking down, and he should be used to the wind playing in Louisiana. I know that's where he grew up. I think he went to LSU as well. So Sam Burns at the number of 50-1 and a nice 50-1 first round leader. I had to take it, guys. He's going to be number 3 on the card, Sam Burns. He's also 71% greens and rag from that 150 to 200 range, which I really like to see. And a really strong scrambling and par 4 performance in the top 20 this year. So Sam Burns, Connor, don't be surprised to see him in tough courses too. He seems to really just battle his way to the top. So Sam Burns, guys, number 3.
Yeah.
Number 4 is going to be Jordan Spieth. I've been watching this guy closely because I'm kind of a heckler on Jordan. Like Colin Morikawa, I was kind of, me with Colin. I never took him really last year. I kind of always gave him a hard time with his putting. And with Spieth, his ball striking, I was always kind of keeping a close eye on Connor, but it's really coming into form. He's hitting fairways. He's got more distance than you really expect out of Jordan Spieth. And his approach is, when it's on, he just has his whole tool bag. It seems like it's coming around. It's coming into form, Connor, is what I guess I could say here about Jordan Spieth. And at a course where you're going to have to play the wind, he's a Texas guy. 41st, 50th from that 150 to 200 range, 64th ball striking, 51st par 3 scoring. Had a T4 at this event. He hasn't played much, but when he did, he had a T4 too, Connor, and he's playing some of his best golf. So you're giving me 50-1 at a golfer that's also 24th in the par 5 scoring. There's going to be 4 par 5, so you got to take advantage of the par 5s. Around the green, if I want around the green this week, Connor, to be honest, he's probably got the best touch on tour. Like watching his touch around the greens, guys, it's just masterclass. Like it's really fun to watch. And I think he's gonna beat the field with his chipping around the green this week, Connor, and just saving pars and even mixing some birdies in there this week.
But he's got to not have the big number. That's his problem.
That is true. Yep.
Oh, he can hole out anywhere at any time off the green. That's just fact.
Yeah.
He's very good.
Yeah, Spieth is. I really think it's gonna suit him. He's only played this event really in the last 5 years, Connor, once. So he tries to actually avoid it. But since the elevated event, he's here. And in 2021, geez, I almost got to bring that up now just to see what he did in 2021. How was his putting? Because surprised I didn't already have that. Because that's something really important. He was plus 0.67 strokes. Minus 11 was DeChambeau winner. He was -6 around the green, gain strokes. Off the tee was slight minus, but closer to the green, that's when he shines. And thicker rough, it's going to be long, hairy rough this week. So there's no reason for you not to take Spieth. And at that number of 50-1, I think you can see 35. So shop around for that, guys. Jordan Spieth, though, he's coming into form. I'm telling you, if it's going to be for a major, maybe it's the Masters, maybe it's the PGA Championship. If he gets that PGA, he'd have all four. And I'm actually going to that one up in Rochester. Can't wait. He's definitely close to winning, guys. So I'm going to throw him on the card 50-1, number 4. Fleetwood, guys. Tommy Fleetwood. You want to talk about a golfer that can play in the wind, just like our guy Fitzpatrick. He's probably got the best low shot, I would say, that I've seen. Like he can get that low shot just dialed, Connor. Like the control he has on it is better than most in this field. And his putting. Looking at what Fitzpatrick does on these fast, firm greens, what would I have here? T5 plus 0.91 at the at the PGA Championship last year in Tulsa, and then just last year he was T20 plus 1.41 strokes, and I have 73% scrambling as well. So his game, kind of like a Spieth there, Connor. You don't need the big distance off the tee. You need a lot of control of your golf ball. What's going on there, Nutflush Allen? Shout out to Nutflush Golfing in sunny California, wherever you may be, my guy. Just going over the golf picks. Fleetwood, I think, has a really good chance, guys. He's had a T3 at this event. He's actually, I believe he's made the cut, too, in his last 5 events, or 5 times at this event, Connor. Fleetwood's game, though, 4 of the last 5, he's made the cut. T20, T10, T3. His game, I'm telling you guys, it's going to fit this to perfection. He's coming off a T20 at the Genesis CJ Cup on South Carolina, which was on Bermuda. It was a weaker field, but he was right there, T4. This is exactly where I want Tommy Fleetwood. And the number at 80-1, guys, jump on that now because it's dropping quick. It's like a stock. It's going. So I jump in it early. Just fits the bill. That's really what I'm looking at this week, guys. Is some golfers that are not necessarily in the top. They're not chalk. I'm going for golfers that fit the bill. It's kind of like horses for courses, right? And that's really what we're doing this week. Tommy Fleetwood, he should be there with his style of golf game. Some more bombs here. We're getting into a little more of the sprinkle a couple bucks, a little bit McDonald's money, maybe pizza money. It's going to be Seamus Power, Connor. This guy's just been an absolute heater, top 20 machine, and usually his odds are pretty good if they're strong events. Yeah, he's made the top 20 in his last 2, 4, 6, 8 events, gaining strokes around the green every single time off the tee. Putting has been, what do I have here for our guy Power? 2 for 4 on the Bermuda this year, gaining 2.02 strokes. And then when he did play these tough events like the PGA Championship was Tulsa, guys, he was T9 plus 0.338 strokes putting. And then had T12 at the U.S. Open as well. I have here. The tougher the event, the better Seamus Power plays. He's an Irish player, used to the wind as well. 12th in par 4 scoring, 54 scrambling overall. There's at this number, sprinkle a couple bucks. First round leader, he could definitely show up. I remember he shot, I think, 7 or 8 under in one round just not too long ago. So Seamus Power, he should be fine in these conditions too, Connor. I'm going to take a shot with Seamus here. And to close it out, guys, I'll throw it over to you right after here, Connor. But I'm going to go with Ricky Fowler. Just kind of woke up this morning and thought Ricky Fowler was going to he's got a shot to win it this week. Out of nowhere, everyone's been talking with Jason Day, and he's 28-1, and I get Jason Day, but where's Ricky Fowler from? Where does he win a lot? Florida. That's where you want Ricky. His approach has been absolute masterclass of late around the green. He's also right up there with the best of them. Fowler, some more stats for you guys. He's 9th in ball striking this year, Connor. 11th in scrambling around the green from the rough, 16th par 3 scoring, 19th in bogey avoidance. So, like it's you almost just got it. The numbers you're seeing from Fowler and the resurgence, he's looking like he's playing in 2019, 2020 or 2018, 2019 when he won a lot. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the old Ricky Fowler starting to come back, guys. Approach has been really, really good too. So sprinkle on old Orange Man there. Ricky, everyone's favorite golfer, Ricky Fowler. What's going on, Sammy and Jacqueline, North Ender? Ricky Fowler, guys, all your friends are making fun of you betting Ricky. Take him this week. I think he's got a shot 90-1, first run leader as well. I believe he's 100-1. And that's going to be the 7-pack, Connor. I got a couple more just before I throw it over to you. First round leaders, guys. Throw Minwoo Lee. He didn't show up last week, but I think he can show up for one round. 100-1, 150-1 on Garrick Higo. Garrick Higo, he had an unbelievable Sunday, and I think I might be able to transfer over for one round. Taking a shot with Higo, 150-1. And also our guy, Bo Hassler, at 100-1, first round leader, Connor.
Oh, Hassler.
He is it.
Touch on Ricky real quick. I don't mind it. He's going to win this year. I think, going back with Butch has just helped look a ton of difference. He looked lost the last couple of years.
Yeah.
He's too good. He's too talented. And when the flat stick gets rolling, he can putt when it matters. So it's good to see him playing good golf. You mentioned it. I want a lot of guys overseas from Europe, South, and they always do well here. Or just for it. Im's a guy I like. He's gotten 2 or 3 thirds here. It's just to me, does he win? I don't know. That's the lone problem. And you're not getting a ton of value unless you take him top 5. Because 35-40-1, it's okay because he's done really well at this course when I was going through it this morning. So he's a guy but you mentioned some of these guys I'm going to look to that have played where Matt Wallace, just a bunch of guys. You mentioned Fleetwood. Yeah. These are some of the guys I want to look to this week. Rory's played well here. Yeah, they're just top 10s, 20s that I think you look to this week. So I'm looking at those guys this week. Yeah. That's about it.
I like it. Nutflush Allen's asking us about the Full Swing golf series on Netflix. Have you seen that at all?
I haven't. No.
You haven't seen it? I've actually caught it, and I thought it was pretty cool. It really dove into some of the golfers. Really what happened, PGA Championship actually at Tulsa, they went over. Just a little bit of the feuds. It was okay. I wish they had a little more storylines, Connor, but they really talked about what it was like to be just a golfer behind the scenes. But I'm interested in this capping angle that Nutflush Allen's found. So by all means, send me a message, Nutflush. Love to hear it, my guy. Can't wait to meet up with you again in March. My guy, everybody else in the chat, North Ender, Jacqueline, Sammy there. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. That's going to be the end of the episode. We'll tweet out our action here at Eagle47_ and Conor Mac Picks on Twitter. Until then, guys, be good. Cash some tickets. We'll be back next week. It's the Players. So it's heavy hitting right now. We're not messing around. From Arnold to the Players. And Cam Smith.
That time of year.
Cam Smith, you're not allowed to be there. Get out of here. So all those other live guys, they're not going to be there. Should be fun, guys. Until then, hit them straight, cash some tickets, and we'll see you again next Monday for the Players.
Peace.